All right, the journey of an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, that's a funny word. What it's like to be living day to day as an entrepreneur, someone that's trying to build something, someone that's trying to build a brand, trying to build a legacy, just trying to build something creative, something fun, something outside of the box, something most normal people don't understand. They look at you as a bit of an outcast, a bit of a weirdo, like, why? Why are you doing this? What are you doing it for? What's the point? Just be happy. Just enjoy your job. Just work until you retire and spend those few years enjoying a life. That is not for me, and that's probably not for you. I think a lot of people watching my videos resonate with this. You want to build something, you want to build a legacy, and you want to just do something. Do something with the time you've got. Do something with the resources you've got. I think a lot of us are way more creative, way more intelligent than we give ourselves credit for. There's so much we could all do, so many things we could make. And I think the world would be better with more entrepreneurs and more people just creating instead of consuming stuff. I'm guilty of it in the past. Sit around, watch too much Netflix, eat too many crappy foods. Everything's so easy now. Everything's on demand. You can have everything delivered. You can download everything immediately. There's no wait. There's no patience. There's no focus. It's all just lacking. So that's why people like you and I appear to be oddballs. But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of the video is kind of to explain the ups and downs of what it's like being an entrepreneur and just existing, because every day it's different. Every day there's something else. There's highs, there's lows, there's self-doubt, there's, am I doing the right thing? Am I wasting all my money? Am I wasting all my time? Am I in the right vehicle? Is candle making and sort of wax melts and got a bit of ketchup there for my bacon sandwich. That's not going to look good. Like, it's just interesting, like the amount of imposter syndrome and self-doubt I go through on periods. And then there's other days where I'm like, yes, you're doing it, you're smashing it, you're getting good reviews, everything you're making is wicked, you're on the right path, you're forging your way forward, you're making a legacy, you're building a brand. And then the chops and changes throughout the days. It's just, I can't explain it. I think when you put yourself out there, you do something in public, especially me doing my YouTube stuff as well, and posting on Instagram, and loads of your friends and colleagues and everyone seeing it. I don't know. Just, like I said, something not normal, putting yourself in that spotlight, open to criticism, whether it's good or bad. I try not to let the negative stuff affect me too much anymore, but they do still. Like, I get a bad review and I'm like, oh, is what I'm making any good? Is Sheila001 that said my candle's overpriced, rubbish, doesn't smell like what it's supposed to? Is she right? Is everything I'm making that bad? Obviously not. It's not real. It's not true. And that's what I tell myself. She has just her own subjective experience. We all have our own subjective experiences. We all smell things differently. We all appreciate things differently. We all value things differently. Someone that buys one of my bookshop candles might be an avid reader, and that might speak to that person, and it might feel that that bookshop candle becomes a part of their personality, and they'll sit and they'll read in their little corner with a coffee, light the candle, and that'll kind of become a whole experience rather than Sheila 0011112 buying a pumpkin spice candle, lighting it for 2 minutes, not smelling anything, spending £16.50 on it, opening it, going, oh, that's small. The expectations are already different, they're already out there. And I think when comparing yourself to a myriad of different brands and candles online, there's so many different expectations people can have. So it's often unfair to yourself to get too wrapped up in these things, which is what I tell myself. It's easy for me to tell people that than it is to believe it. So it takes time. And it certainly takes time to build up that tolerance. But in that period when I'm doubting myself, I start wondering, do I need to test everything? Is it going to be okay? Then I think, I've sold hundreds of candles already this month. I've had loads of good feedback on Trustpilot. I've had loads of 5-star reviews. Everything I'm doing is good. It's just that one person out of 100 that hasn't liked it. For some reason, it's those ones that stick in your head rather than the super positive reviews. So it's just weird how your brain works. And these are the things that happen week in, week out, day in, day out. Just that feeling, the highs when you sell loads of stuff, and then the lows when you're out of stock because you're like, oh crap, I need to try and top up my Amazon to make sure I'm in stock so I don't lose rankings and keep up with all of it. And then when you get the good reviews and you sell out and you do stuff, it's just up and down, up and down, up and down. So I'm hoping at some point this kind of evens out and my emotions become more stable. I'm not sure if it ever will. I think when we look back at the highs from our first ever sale, that is just, wow, I've made a thing and I've sold it. Now I sold 40 candles in one day the other day. I feel that's amazing. That's the most amount of money I've felt, but it's never the same high as me selling my first thing or building my first website or having the idea initially, that kind of dopamine rush of just creating something and then going, oh, actually, I need to sell it now. I actually have some hard work to do. But it's not even just the stuff on the emotional level that affects you. It's everything else I need to do as well. Maintain my job and do that well so people don't think I'm taking the piss. Maintain my relationship, take the dog for a walk, see my friends, see my family, as well as trying to build this thing in every spare moment of time I've got. And all the things I need to order, the tissue paper, the boxes, the wicks, the fragrance, the wax. Making sure I've got everything all the time so I can build more stuff when I've got the time to do it. And then top up my orders when I go out of stock. Making sure what I'm making is still good. I'm still following the procedures, still doing it safely, still maintaining everything as well and as good as I want, as well as thinking forwards and planning new projects and new ideas, but not too many things, because shiny object syndrome is the thing that is my downfall. I get so many ideas. I'm like, yes, that's going to be the next idea. Yes, that's going to make me £1 million. Yes. But I can't do everything at once. I can only do one thing very well, maybe two. But even that's a push. There's all these things that are constantly coming at me from every area. But I need to build what I'm doing first and get that to a good point before I start adding other things. But it's trying to take a breath and slow down on that thing, because those are the things that release that dopamine, release that exciting idea. Maybe it's all the mental problems I'm undiagnosed with. I don't know. That I find those things interested in, like the creating of stuff, the blending and the making of the wax, and all the creative stuff I find very fun. All the admin-y stuff I don't like. Like, it took me about a week and a half to send 2 invoices to people. And that's the money. That's how I'm going to get paid for it. So I procrastinate with stuff like that. All the admin-y, all the bank stuff, all the accounting, all of that I procrastinate with. All of the fun things of creating ideas and coming up with bits and stuff is what I enjoy, and that's where all my time goes. But it's trying to keep a level head and not get too excited, too far ahead, and do too many things. That's what I've done in the past, and I could never grow because I'm trying to do the next best thing, because that's going to be better than that, and that's going to be better than that. And I never really gain any traction with what I'm doing. It's only now, with my candle brand and my tins, that I've gone all in and I've doubled down and I'm creating that traction and I'm seeing what is actually possible. Yes, not everyone's going to like it, but there's 99% of people which are going to love it, and they're going to be your diehard fans. So yeah, that's what it's like being in my head as an entrepreneur. And I think there's a lot of you out there who are entrepreneurs, whether you're building candle brands or businesses or anything like that. You've got all of these things in there all the time. And it's crazy. So I don't know. Don't really know what the point of this video is. I think it's just trying to talk about things I find interesting and that other people find relatable. And when you find people that talk about things that are relatable, it makes you feel normal. Like there's a handful of us on the same path, doing the same thing, and it's a good thing. And if you just started, keep going, keep trying, keep attacking it, And if you're halfway through, just keep going. You never know how close you are to that thing or accomplishing your goals. It could be the next step, the next piece in the jigsaw puzzle. But if you stop or never start, you're never going to know where these things are going to go. So if you've got an idea, just start, just do something. Ignore the haters, ignore your friends, ignore your family, ignore people at work that tell you it's going to be shit. You don't know. They don't know. They're not you. They haven't tried it. They just don't like people doing things outside of the norm. So give these things a go. Anyway, that's what it's like being in my head. That's what it's like on any given day as an entrepreneur, trying to keep everything going, trying to maintain that thing, and trying to maintain some normality in your life. So if you found this video interesting and some of the points have hit home, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. I will see you in the next video. Bye.